He's the best 2-mile chaser I've seen. In that period of his life, he was as near as unbeatable as it gets. He was a very good Henderson recruit. Hendersons have a whole mass of those beautiful looking horses coming through who have obviously, they've got good people in the stable. Everyone knows they're pretty good. So he was hot favourite when he first ran. And he duly won, but he only just won first time out. He then went and won very impressively at Ayr. And the thing they remember there, they remember that Barry Geraghty couldn't pull him up. It went round the back straight, he couldn't pull him up, which is a very, very good sign. So he came into the next year with great hopes.
But I just think he's a horse that will probably, another year, will bring him into, I think when he's over fences next year, I'd be very disappointed if he doesn't, if we aren't talking about an Arkle horse this time next year.
Some horses, when they go up to fences, are no better than they were over hurdles. Some are actually less good, and some are actually better because their power and athleticism translates over the fence. And once he began to do that, and they got very excited in the schooling.
He's great to watch, so we've just got to hope that we can keep it accurate and as spectacular as he has been. Cheltenham is obviously more testing than Newbury's and Doncaster's and Kempton's, but he hasn't beaten anything yet. What has been amazing in all 3 runs is his times. Every single one of them has been staggering.
In a way, he needed to deliver on the hype. And the great thing about that day at Cheltenham was he delivered on the hype. This was the big if. When they do that once, could he do it again another year? And so that was what was fascinating. Going into the next years, this horse, Lou, looked absolutely awesome. Could he do it? And of course he did. So Nicky Henderson they were all under huge pressure, and the great thing about if it comes through the book is that it's Nicky Henderson, but it's also Corky Brown, the assistant. It's also all the lads, particularly Sarwar, who looks after him every day and gets bitten by him every day. Nico de Bonville rides him in the morning. All these team, really good training stables, are the ones that make the least mistakes. Because the fact is they can't make a horse go any faster, but they sure as hell can mess it up.
The last 2 runs have been frightening because everybody's looking for this amazing performance, and luckily so far he hasn't let anybody down. Everybody's nothing but pure brilliance will suffice, but he does keep bringing it to the table, and let's hope he can do it again. From our angle, it's scary because one day, you're always frightened, sort of complacency, and anything can happen, and it does, and one day it undoubtedly will, and he'll go and do something silly.
What's interesting and comes through very clearly in the book, and don't forget the book is literally what people said at the time, is that no one was happy with him all the way through the summer, and they were always playing an element of catch up. They weren't happy with him, and they finally ran him at Kempton, and he'd been showing reasonably well, but not completely all right. They thought everything would be all right, and they all went completely wrong. And I mean, the best thing that ever happened was that Barry Geraghty pulled him up very quickly. Then they found he had irregular heartbeat. He had all sorts of stuff. They all feared they were close to losing him. It was a very, very moving day, the Schlover Chase at Cheltenham, his first year back at the last season, because for various reasons. One, we didn't think we'd see that day. 2, the last time he'd been at Cheltenham, he pulled up. 3, which I think is quite important, it was the first time we'd had the new grandstand complex. So he was going to walk back into that. And so when he did pull away, it was a full glimpse of the old horse. And when he walked back in, he turned around when he'd been unsaddled and he looked back at all the applause. I remember looking down on him and everybody looking at him and all clapping and applauding. It was, again, it's dangerous to get sentimental, but it was very moving, and I think people there, you definitely got misty-eyed about that.
He's still a very good horse. When he was at his imperial best, then he had stones in hand. We haven't got that. We haven't got anything in hand. It's going to be very tough, but he is in good shape. I'm just, if everything can stay on course as it is at the moment, I think he comes in here with us. This is realistic. We've stood here before, like last year, and sort of had to try and put a brave face on it. But I'd like to think this isn't just a brave face. It's dreaming, but it's possible.
To do it there, to do it, and Cheltenham, as we know, is the ultimate, anvil of dreams. It's the place you have to do it. You have to beat out the steel. But he still was better than the others, and he was tougher than the others. He was, better jumper than the others. And he's just a magnificent horse, and the best compliment you can pay to any person or any athlete and any horse is you glad to be around them. And I'm really glad to be around when he was around.